Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is, wherever you are. This is Gail of Gaia on Free Range, and I'm here with Aiana, and we have some good news for you again with a Galactic update and a St Germain update. And we'll begin the show like we always do, because we consider this show kind of patriotic and definitely all for America, and everybody's watching us. We're very important. What happens here affects the rest of the world, and it's not being arrogant or anything like that, but what we do is very important to the rest of the world. And we're here to uplift people and to help them to raise their vibration, and that's the very intent of this show. So this is the Violet Flame series, and we always begin it with the Pledge of Allegiance. And Aiana, we're going to have you read it this time.
Okay.
You can move over now.
I pledge allegiance to God, the beloved mighty I Am Presence, to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. America, we love you. America, we love you. America, we love you. And our love is great enough to hold you eternally victorious in the light.
Our freedom affects the freedom of the rest of the world. That's how you need to look at it. Okay, and I'll read the Americans' Creed. And this is, I believe in the United States of America as a God government of the people, by the people, for the people, whose just powers derive from the consent of the governed, a democracy in a republic, a sovereign nation of many sovereign states, a perfect union, one and inseparable, established upon those principles of freedom, equality, justice, and humanity, for which American patriots have sacrificed their lives and fortune. I therefore believe it is my duty to my country to love it, to support its Constitution, to obey its laws, and to respect its flag, and to defend it against all enemies everywhere and forever. So that's our start of the show, and we will move on from there to in the fullness of the presence. Oh, I gotta do that this time. In the fullness of the presence is the love that you require. In the fullness of the presence is the love that you desire. So
And Shasta likes that one too.
She's a very loving little dog.
She is.
Okay, and then I am going to do, well, actually I had you down for I'm going to do, I'm sorry, the Patriotic decree is from this I Am decree booklet. These are very interesting because these were written so many years ago, and we pick out ones, and you find that they're very relevant today. So I am reading decree number 45 in here, and so here this one. Beloved mighty I Am Present, great host of ascended masters and all great beings, powers, and legions of light. Take command of mankind everywhere and wipe from their consciousness the feeling and acknowledgement of old age and incapacity to earn a living. Awaken them to the necessity of giving service to America and their fellow men in return for their supply, instead of being a dependent upon the state, community, or other persons. Arouse them to sufficient self-respect, to make the effort to be self-supporting, to turn their mighty I Am Presence, the source of all supply, and through their calls to it, bring forth 10 times more of every good thing than is required, and to be a blessing to the earth instead of a burden. I thank thee, it is done, and I accept the instantaneous awakening of all mankind to their own God, control, and dominion. Okay, and the other one is 46. And this one says, Almighty ascended masters and cosmic powers of light, sweep through the business world of the United States of America. Dissolve and consume every destructive force and everything that attempts to limit the service of constructive business to the people. Annihilate cause, effect, record, and memory of every vicious thing in our land, and bring forth the perfection St. Germain wants our people to have, and see it is eternally sustained. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
And like I said, this was written in the 30s, so these things are very relevant today. And I like the first one because it is intended to be a boost for the senior citizens who are made to feel useless nowadays, and that's just not right or fair or anything. They have great wisdom to add to people. So I'm going to have you do the supply decree.
Okay.
And I think I might have that right handy here. Here it is,
I
right
got
here.
it.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Go for it.
I am free from fear and doubt, casting want and misery out, knowing now all good supply ever comes from realms on high. I am the hand of God's own fortune, flooding forth the treasures of life, now receiving full abundance to supply each need of life. I am free from fear and doubt, casting want and misery out, knowing now all good supply ever comes from realms on high. I am the hand of God in action, gaining victory every day. Am I off the track here? Okay. I am the hand of God's own fortune, flooding forth the treasures of life, now receiving full abundance to supply each need of life. I am free from fear and doubt, casting want and misery out, knowing now all good supply ever comes from realms on high. I am the hand of God's own fortune, flooding forth the treasures of life, now receiving full abundance to supply each need of life. That's 3.
Thank you, Aiana. And now we're going to move on to the Galactic update that Aiana received. Do you want me to take her? Let me take her.
She bit me earlier when you were reading, and she bit my finger.
Oh my goodness.
She didn't mean to. It was just a love bite because I wasn't patting her hard enough, I think. Okay, Galactic update. Many ships from many galaxies are moving into Earth's atmosphere. They are here to assist and observe Earth's liberation. It has been a multi-level, multi-dimensional effort. All hands are on deck, and we wish to extend our gratitude to all light workers and light warriors and the Alliance for their undying love and passion and giving their all in fighting the good fight. For without you, none of this would be possible. Please continue your positive efforts to envision the beautiful, loving planet you wish to reside on. It is making a difference in your Earth's frequency. Much is going on, as you say, behind the scenes, that cannot be made available until the mission, the plan, as you say, is complete. Be assured many are working to give the freedom and disclosure you desire. Resistance from the dark side has been fierce. There is a trap around every corner to be dealt with. The dark have been working for eons to destroy and manipulate you. These things cannot be erased overnight. There is no doubt you will succeed. Keep on raising your vibrations, for the dark cannot handle the new frequencies we have been sending in. The light at the end of the tunnel is getting brighter every day. Standing in God's light, Aiana and Team Galactic.
That's so refreshing, and people keep wondering why they aren't told more, and they frequently want to ask for dates and so on. And I think it's important that they understand there's a reason why that doesn't happen, because it gives them, it gives the dark
Right.
the heads up, and we don't
Yeah.
want to do that.
Yeah. You don't give your enemy your plans, so you there are always surprises, you know. If you give a date and things don't happen, you know, the Galactics don't give dates, you know. They have a time frame that things need to get done in, but they don't have particular dates, and they don't really have a calendar, so they,
Certain things have to be accomplished, isn't that what it boils down to?
Everything has to go according to the plan, and until one thing gets accomplished, the next thing can't start. So if they get backlogged on something, then, they just have to continue the mission until that particular thing gets done, and then they go on to the next thing. But there are groups, like I say, it's my team. Well, we work on certain things, and then there are others that work on other things. So we kind of have to all kind of coordinate with each other, and that's that can be an issue if we're not all communicating at the same time on what's going on all the different fronts. So that's one of the reasons why we don't give dates. We just say this mission has been completed, and then we can go on to the next thing.
It was funny too how they said there's a trap around every corner.
Yeah.
And so you
Unfortunately.
know what to expect, and,
Yeah.
and from the dark side, and then it has to be dealt with accordingly. So, and that can delay things too. So just bear that in mind. Things are being handled. That's the best part of it.
We're doing the
They're
best we
being
can, and we're on top of it.
And the other thing I'd like to emphasize, just from what was said in that Galactic Update, is the importance of raising your vibration. Because as you raise your vibration, it raises the vibration of people around you. And when that happens, the dark, they don't like the vibration, a higher vibration. They're much harder, to do, to
They
have.
don't want us to like each other,
Either,
They want
yeah.
us to fight and be divided all the time. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm not, well, I don't want to go into the social distancing, but that's a whole other story. Okay, I'm going to do the forgiveness degree, and that's very important too. We all need to forgive ourselves and others, and it's not anything in particular, but it could be. But it's such an important decree. Everyone needs to do this one, and I think I almost know it by heart, but I'm still going to keep my booklet ready. Okay. I am forgiveness acting here, casting out all doubt and fear, setting men forever free with wings of cosmic victory. I am calling in full power for forgiveness every hour. To all life in every place, I flood forth forgiving grace. I am forgiveness acting here, casting out all doubt and fear, setting men forever free with wings of cosmic victory. I am calling in full power for forgiveness every hour. To all life in every place, I flood forth forgiving grace. I am forgiveness acting here, casting out all doubt and fear, setting men forever free with wings of cosmic victory. I am calling in full power for forgiveness every hour. To all life in every place, I flood forth forgiving grace. See, that's something that you can say 3 times in the morning or in the evening or whenever. And again, these decrees come from this little booklet, which is very cheap, really, and you can get it wherever you choose to. Anywhere from eBay to Amazon to different bookstores, I'm sure. So, from here, we're going to also. This is something from St Germain that I'm going to read, and it's called The Greatest Service That You Can Render. And this is very interesting. Again, this was written in the early 1980s. And it's talking about self-mastery and the importance of certain things, and, being in control of your spiritual self. Okay. This is another aspect of self-mastery, beloved. Human beings change every day. The outer self has its moods, its ups and downs, sometimes happy, sometimes sad, sometimes in this and that direction. And another day, and on another day, and that same individual will be positive and ready to join the team and go to work and accomplish such and such because they now have the vision. It is good then to remember the words, "What is that to thee? Follow thou me. it is good to ignore almost, without revealing that you are ignoring almost, the outer self that comes and goes, to count on the inner Christ, and to continue to reaffirm and reaffirm and reaffirm that Christ, despite all other expressions to the contrary on the part of this or that individual. You will see the endurance of continuously reinforcing the right, the good, the true, the beautiful, and letting pass by those barbs which long ago would have caused you to feel challenged, making you feel that you must defend your good name, having a good fight with someone to show who has the upper hand, and all of those ins and outs. Blessed ones, gossip travels here, gossip travels there. People talk about this one and that one and who is doing what, but it all boils down to this. When you are with an individual who has interest in the path, who knows the teachings, in other words, one who may be a disciple or a quasi-disciple on the path, simply continually reinforce the good in that one. Let pass all negatives. Do not even give them the time of day. Do not address them except to comfort, uplift, and show the individual that there is a bright sun on the horizon and a rainbow after the rain. Continue to be positive with people, beloved, and you will find that by and by you will have no enemies, for you will simply not have acknowledged that they are enemies. And you are continuously affirming the rightness, the truth, and the reality that God has placed in each and every one. Magnanimity of heart. This magnanimity of heart, to be magnanimous, I'm sorry, I knew I was going to stumble on that word, to me, is to set aside and ignore and put away any seeming faults of another. Be magnanimous. Supply the support, the love, and give recognition. Give recognition to the I am present and the Holy Christ self of that one. Give recognition to the good and the accomplishments of the soul. Breathe a prayer for the balancing of that one's threefold flame and your own. And above all, do not waste your time in repeating stories about this and that. What is that to thee? Follow thou me, I am St Germain. These are the words of Jesus Christ. These are the words of my Son. They are your words. Follow then and continue following. Bless life. Do not mentally criticize others. It is the great disease of planet Earth. In fact, it is why many individuals have re-embodied here so many times. It is that criticism that continues and continues in malicious gossip. I tell you, have no part with it. So, be supportive, be positive, and love one another and be kind to one another is basically what that boils down to.
Be yourself.
And be yourself. Be your authentic self.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's nice.
Okay, I guess what we're going to do next is the Ascension Decree. And then we'll follow it with St. Germain's update, which is really interesting too.
Yeah. I am ascension light, victory flowing free, all of good won at last through all eternity. I am light, all weights are gone, into the air I raise, to all I pour with full God power, my wondrous song of praise. All hail, I am the living Christ, the ever-loving one, ascended now with full God power, I am a blazing sun. I am ascension light, victory flowing free, all of good won at last through all eternity. I am light, all weights are gone, into the air I raise, to all I pour with full God power, my wondrous song of praise. All hail, I am the living Christ, the ever-loving one, ascending now with full God power, I am a blazing sun.
Sometimes the tongue gets twisted.
I am ascension light, victory flowing free, all of good won at last through all eternity. I am light, all weights are gone, into the air I raise, to all I pour with full God power, my wondrous song of praise. All hail, I am the living Christ, the ever-loving one, ascended now with full God power, I am a blazing sun.
Yes, and that is the ascension decree, and that's what we all want. We want to ascend to the higher dimensions and to ourself and the planet. So your participation is very important, and that's why we do this, and we hope that you realize that. And we're here to uplift you and to make you feel good and to raise that vibration. It's so important. And now, Aiana is going to give you the latest update from St. Germain.
My dear family of light,
And speak loudly.
my dear family of light, I wish to convey a message to those that listen in on this podcast. Every time you participate, you light up your heart center. You light up those around you. You are the light that shines through the fog of information that no longer serves you. How do you feel when you listen to negative news? Does it lift you up or make you feel down? The news media does not work for you. They work for an elite system that wants to keep you in the dark and enslaved. Turn off the news. Listen firsthand to people that speak with authority and ask yourself, does that feel good? Your president asks for help for the people through a stimulus package. And do you know what happened? The crooked banks held up and in some cases diverted the funds. Those who receive funds on time have accounts with small community banks and credit unions and local credit unions. It is also important that you do your work and find out your own answers. Do not leave it to others, for not anyone knows everything. And when you hang on to words and truths of others, you do not grow. There are some that tell many tales and speak, as the beloved Native Americans would say, with forked tongue. Can you not see this? Believe in yourself and your abilities to know what is good for you. As Aiana says, if it doesn't feel good to your heart, leave it. And so I replied and asked St. Germain, St. Germain, we feel like we got spanked today, or hit with a 2x4 again. And St. Germain answered, I would say it was a wake-up call for my children who are loved beyond measure. Sometimes you just need a refresher. I am St. Germain.
That's why it's so important for everybody to do some research on their own. I mean, you can listen to somebody, but you might want to verify and find out, does it feel right? Does
Right.
it feel good?
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
You just, if somebody's telling you something and you have to question it and it doesn't, it doesn't resonate with you, it's probably not for you. So, what I do when I get information, if somebody, I try not to read other people's information because I like to get my own. But if somebody's telling me something, I sit with it and I see if it resonates with me, and if it doesn't feel good, then I just leave it because it's not anything that I need to know. And so that's kind of a easy way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If it doesn't feel good to you, if it doesn't resonate in your heart, or if you have a problem with that with your throat chakra, it's usually because it's not something that you want to talk about, and you don't want to resonate with. So that's why sometimes people have, blocked chakras, and they don't, if they're not opened, you're not going to get the full reasoning behind anything that you're reading if you have any blocks anywhere, you know, because a lot of times we've had past lives where we've blocked things out, and certain things trigger it, and so we have a block there and we don't want to listen. So that's just a little added thing to think about.
Yeah, it's just like one of the things that came to mind when you were saying that was, I guess I should say wackadoodle, because for algorithms, do you know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. So if that doesn't resonate with you, if that makes you, your body is your temple, and if it doesn't resonate, that means it's not good for you. So anyway, that's just a little example. Aiana and I would like you to know that we're planning another show, and we're going to do it live. And so we're looking into that, and we may stumble through it a little bit at first. But we're going to answer questions, and we're going to do the live chat. And do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I think, we're probably going to maybe expand on, what we're doing with this show, and so that people can ask questions if they're not clear on something. And, we'll do our best to answer the questions. It seems like we get a lot of questions after the show, and, the show isn't that long, so we don't have time to answer them. So we thought we would do another show where we could be live, and you can have some questions on a live chat, and we can have a group discussion on topics that you might want to talk about. I mean, you can put in the live chat something that you're interested in speaking about, and we can do that as time permits. So.
And we will answer to the best of our ability,
Yeah.
On whatever topic, pretty much whatever topic they choose,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. You watch for that, and I will announce it on my Facebook page, and maybe even do a little video announcing it ahead of time so that you know when it will occur. And so we're looking into that, and I just wanted to let you know. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoyed the updates. They're always fascinating, and we try to keep you interested. And be sure to do your decrees. There's some wonderful guided meditations out there too. So you might want to look into that. I think if you're a beginner in meditation, those are the easiest. And but other than that, you have a wonderful week, and thank you for listening, and we'll be back soon. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Love you.
Bye. Love you.